They say the pine forest holds secrets. Whispers of freedom carried in the wind. They say when you step beneath its towering trees, the world you know begins to fade, and your worries dissolve into thin air. They also speak of a nearby waterfall. Its water said to heal more than just the body, to restore something deeper. Nestled deep in the Ngwo village, I sought to engage with the mysteries of this haven. Starting my journey at Damija in Trans-Ekulu, I set off toward IMT, one of Enugu's well-known landmarks. From there, my path led toward a lively new market before I continued toward Ngwo. Each step led me closer to the heart of the forest. By my time, it's about 7:26, which is quite early. So right now I'm heading to Damija, which is just another road which I pass every day. It's just a junction where vehicles move in all directions. You see people moving in all directions. It's nothing out of the ordinary. From Damija, I boarded a tricycle heading towards IMT. IMT? The tricycle, popularly known as keke, is the most dominant form of transportation in Enugu City and all of the southeastern region at large. Arriving at IMT, one of Enugu's busiest corners, it's surprisingly calm this early in the morning. The usual hustle and bustle is just starting to stir. From IMT, I hop into another tricycle heading toward New Market. The ride is quick, lively, with rhythm of everyday life, inching me closer to my next stop. Arriving at New Market, I'm greeted by the chaos of traders and shoppers. Set against a backdrop of hills and dotted with monuments, it's a place where history and energy collide. I beg, I don't know the place where I stop for maternity something. Okay, maternity. You know the place? They pronounce it as Ngwo. I've always pronounced it as Ngwo, but they pronounce it here as Ngwo. Such a long time for the bus to load. People are coming in and then they are going out because the bus is not, getting numbers. It's wasting a lot of time. Without hesitation, I stepped off and found another bus bound for Ngwo, eager to press on with my journey. The journey from New Market toward Ngwo was beginning to take shape, with scenic landscapes, lush plantations along the roadside, and an increasingly natural village-like atmosphere unfolding as we go. At the junction, the path ahead feels different, something almost tangible in the air. The pine forest is nearby, though out of view for now. I can already feel it, the presence of something mythical, waiting just beyond the trees. I feel lost.
Not lost. You're not go lost, but you're not gonna know the place.
Okay, people there inside their side.
People there inside. People they walk here.
Okay.
The maternity they do.
Okay.
You go see them here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I had just met a woman who explained that the pine forest was just beyond and that I should continue down the path to reach the waterfall. She suggested I hired a guide, warning that I might not be familiar with the area. However, I opted to explore on my own, driven by desire to test the legends for myself, with thought that a guide would limit my movement. While I took on this expedition independently, I would not recommend others to venture into the forest without a guide, especially if they plan to visit the waterfall. This was a personal quest, one approached with careful thought and planning. We just arrived at the Pine Forest. These are little pine cones. Yeah, they fall off this particular tree here, and this is exactly what they look like. They just little, some can be larger than this, but there are just few around there because I think they burnt the forest, right? They set fire on the forest to maybe prepare for a new season of farming. Walking through the pine forest, I came across a totem with a broken signpost. It suggested that a church once stood here. It's hard to believe that this area, very many years ago, was severely plagued by erosion. Farmers used to cultivate this land, and whenever it rained, their hard work along with their crops were usually washed away by the erosion. In order to combat this challenge, these farmers decided to plant pine trees, which have now taken root and grown to not only protect the land from erosion, but also turn this place into this majestic beauty we see today. It was now time to head toward the waterfall. Along the way, I stumbled upon a couple of laborers and stopped to ask them for directions, as I did not know the exact location at the time. Well done. I bet this cave, now this side of the day. Down, far. Alright, thank you. I took caution not to record the laborers, as some of them had earlier requested. The path to the waterfall was steep, forcing me to run to keep my balance as I descended. The journey took on a spooky feel. I could hear wild monkeys rattling in the bushes. Though I could catch sight of them, they were too fast to record. As soon as I got close, they would run off. I reached the junction in the path, unsure which way to go, left or right. So I think I've taken the wrong path. I'm going to head back towards where I was coming from to try and locate this cave. As I pressed on, I stumbled upon the first stream of water, clear and steady. It felt like a sign. The waterfall couldn't be far now. I had to follow the water. It was my only lead. I finally reached the Ngwo waterfall, and it was a joy to behold. Mission accomplished. But the cave, disappointing. It was unkempt, littered, and felt neglected. I have one more thing on my bucket list. I am going to imprint my name on this cave. So I'm going to grab something right now and scratch my name on the wall. You know what I mean? The wall was too hard to carve without metal, so I used the stick to mark my name in the sand, knowing rain might wash it away. But I was content. That's about it for the cave today. We've seen quite enough. I'm going to start heading back now. There's another waterfall by the other side. I can hear some sound, but I don't think I can head that way because there's just too much bush down that path. So yeah, whether or not the waters had healing powers, I couldn't prove it, and I did not care to test it for personal reasons. I guess that remains a myth. I'm going to find out what that cave is called before leaving here. When I get back to the pine forest, I will ask a few locals in order to know the cave's name. When you want to come to Ngwo, get a tour guide to walk you around. I don't think there's much danger though, but you never might tell. Right there in that forest, it felt really, really spooky to be there. So yeah. Whew. As the spirit leads. Before heading home, I found myself drawn once more to the pine forest. Surrounded by its towering majesty, I am reminded how small we are, how fleeting our worries when measured against the vastness of creation and the greatness of God. As I stood there, revisiting memories I had captured, scrolling through moments frozen in time, I crossed paths with one of the guardians of the forest. We shared a brief but meaningful conversation, exchanging contacts before I finally prepared to leave. I'm a bit famished now, and I'm about heading home. So before we do that, we'll take a quick detour and grab a bite. Let's see what we can get to eat in Ngwo Asa. Lacking the motivation to walk far for a proper meal, I bought bananas from the woman I had met earlier before entering the forest. As I sat with her to eat, she shared fascinating stories about the area. She told me about the Ezada cave, a place surrounded by mystery and fear. Years ago, 3 girls from Abakaliki visited the cave, but tragedy struck when it collapsed on them, burying them where they stood. Since then, the cave is believed to be protected by spirits who reject outsiders. Only people of Ngwo are allowed access today.
No trouble.
Okay. What's it they call that one? That one get a name?
Oh, that one? Yes.
What do they call that?
Ezada.
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 Okay. This one now, Ngwo Waterfall.
Oyi Ukaka.
Huh?
Oyi Ukaka.
Oyi Ukaka. Wow.
No go Waterfall. Waterfall then the name when they give them now.
Then she spoke about the Oyi Ukaka cave, which I had visited earlier. She explained that the cave's waters are believed to have spiritual benefits. In the past, villagers traveled deep down into the cave to fetch water. However, since the installation of boreholes in the village, they no longer need to go that far. Ngwo, she said, is a peaceful community with almost no crime, where trust runs deep. Her stories crowned my experience, adding depth and meaning to my journey.
It's okay.
Thank you, man.
Well, go away.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
That was the journey to the pine forests in Ngwo Asa. It was quite amazing. So the legends are true. Pretty amazing. Well, so I wonder where next we are going to go.